Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Brittany and I'm on a mission to hit subscribers, so make sure you click that button down below. I would appreciate it. So in today's video, I had a customer reach out. We are doing custom aprons for their little boy's upcoming birthday, and I figured I've already gone ahead and created the saying, I guess, that we're going to be applying. So it's going to be a pretty quick video. I did use my Ricoma software to make the design and I threw it up on my machine already. We went over font options, color options, things like that. So let's go ahead, jump right into it, and let's show you how I got it done. So for this project, we are actually going to be using our tearaway. So I do have this giant roll right here, picked up at Joann's. I'm also using my 505 adhesive spray. And since we are trying to make the image as big as possible, we're using our 7.25 Mighty Hoop for this one. If you guys are interested in picking up any Mighty Hoops, I do have a discount code. Feel free to use it and I do appreciate it. So what I'm basically going to do is this is why I'm doing it, just so I'm not like slipping and sliding, but I'll just take the 505 spray, just kind of apply it to the back and place it on the back of the apron, just so, like I said, it's not slipping and sliding. And then basically I will be taking the back side of my hoop. I do line it up with my tabletop just so it tries to give me the most amount of like straightness that I can go off of. And then all that I'm gonna do is, if you look at the apron, it actually has like this little bevel. It's not even a bevel, but you get my point. I do put that at the top. So I just go a hair over that, just so I know I'm finding my center. And then of course, you know, you just gotta move things left to the right. Now I am also using, I don't know, well, you can't see it anymore, but there are two little pockets right here. So I am using the stitch that goes down the center of the pockets to split them, to use it as my center as well. And then all that we're going to do is take the top, and of course we do not have to flip it, so we can keep this at the top. I did already work on one apron. I will show you at the end, but I do have to kind of just mess with it a little bit. So if you go up pretty close, I use this as my center dial, and as you can tell, we are not straight. So I'll take it back off. We'll recenter everything. Unfortunately, this does tend to happen a little bit. So just be patient. Put it back to the center. I did not spray enough 505 spray, so it's just basically holding on by dear life. I probably should have applied a little bit more, but once the hoop is on, it's fine. It's just trying to, you know, not hold so many pieces at once while we're trying to hoop it. All right, that got my thumb. All right, so much better. So as we can tell, I don't know if you can see the stitching with the dot, so way better. I do always tap it just to make sure that we are pretty good on the tension. Of course, I will just kind of tug it ever so slightly just to make sure, give it that extra security. So, see, still about the same amount of bounciness, but we want that. That way we know that it did connect on all four sides. I have a piece of tape up here. Cool. All right. But now we know we connected on all four sides, so now we can go ahead and embroider. So from here, our biggest thing is once it's up on the machine, you are going to want to go ahead and center it out. I think my center is a little messed up. I do need to correct it on my physical machine over here, but that is not my problem today that I am addressing. So we're just going to go ahead, shift it to the center. And then we're gonna go all the way up on the design. Now we're just gonna do a trace out. All right, much better. I do have my speed at 710. It is 5,150 stitches. So this is going to go pretty quickly. And we're just gonna hit start. The reason you're hearing it stopping is because my thread actually is not hooped. I forgot to do that. Also, I had someone in my comment section tell me that if I take my scissors and I put them at an angle when I cut my thread, it should be easier to hoop it through the needle. And I would say that that comment is accurate. So far that went in pretty smoothly. Sorry if I'm moving the camera, I'm trying to grab my tweezers. And then all that I'm gonna do now that it is through my needle is I will hit my scissor button because it's gonna do a nice clean cut. So now we can go back to embroidering. So as we can tell, that actually embroidered very well. We have very little to clean up. So let's take it off the machine and get this order finished up. So very happy with that outcome. So that's awesome. Probably just gonna hit it with a lighter ever so slightly just to clean up the edges. Actually, that one can be cut. Some pieces you wanna cut. Like I said, you don't wanna have them too long when you hit them with a lighter. I'm absolutely loving these curved scissors, in case you guys are curious. I have them linked down below. I believe they're like 20 bucks, but totally worth it. I actually do like them way more than these ones. These I actually have 3 pair of them, but they dole out kind of more on the quicker side. Maybe these will too eventually. Like, let's just be real, especially when you use something in it. But I just think that I like the length of them. They're a lot longer, so they don't put my fingers as close to the machine when embroidering. All right, awesome. Okay, and then the back, all that I'm doing right now is I'm actually just hitting with the lighter for those excess strands, just because it can be seen. So look how much cleaner though that's gonna look. I love the color. They actually gave me free range to do whatever I wanted. I was able to pick the font, the color, everything. And I love when I get the opportunity to do that because it definitely shows up a lot more. And of course I pulled in the orange just from like the cones and a little on the little tractor truck. Then we're just gonna go ahead and peel this off. If you wanted to, I mean, you could be like OCD and really clean up, like when I just pulled it off, like right there, if you want to. I actually do still have some strands, but you just want to be a little bit more careful now that the barrier is gone. You don't want to burn anything. Ooh. Okay. Cool, perfect. See, look how cute that is. And then I actually threw in a surprise for the customer. They didn't even know that the apron came with a matching hat. So let's go ahead and work on that extra surprise. They didn't know I did. So like I mentioned, they actually did not know it came with this matching hat. It is absolutely adorable. Like, look at this. Look at that, it's so cute. So I do know that this is the back. And to be honest, when it came from shipping, it's quite crooked. So I just kind of pull it out, fold it down, and then what I'm doing is I'm grabbing a piece of just painter's tape just to find the center, because unfortunately as soon as I let go it will go back to its original shape. So let's stick that there. So it's kind of right next to that stop sign. Like, this is the center. And then very similar concept, again, the 505 spray. I already went ahead, cut out my tearaway, so we're just gonna spray the back of it, plop this on down. Go ahead and press that in place. Now I'm gonna take my back. Again, the 505 spray is just, I'm not either spraying enough or it's just not sticking to this particular fabric. I don't know what it is. 505 usually never gives me a problem, so I'm gonna say it's the fabric. So I just kind of have to hold the hat just a little bit because like I said, it keeps wanting to go back the other way. And then from here, I do have to flip the image upside down. So we do need to flip, ready? Flip it around. Oh boy. And then that's what we have. Oh, I just kind of tugged on that a little too much. Oh boy. That was my fault. Now I'm trying to, okay. So there we go, right? And so this is gonna be open. So I just wanna bring you over to my screen. As you can tell, this is the last image, so we're just gonna unlock everything. We're gonna go to File, Machine, and then I always tab to the back, and I named it TT. Don't ask me why, I just random name. So now, oh, we're gonna hit OK. OK is gonna bring it over to our machine. Now from here we have to hit Design Set. We have to pick our hoop, which I have mine in an A. Sorry, I'm doing this super fast. Just force a habit. And now we do have to flip our image. So go to your F, you're gonna do 180 and you're gonna select OK. So now, like I mentioned, it's gonna flip it. We also have to select our color. So again, we're just gonna hit the color spool and mine is on 11. And again, OK. Now here's that scissor button I talked about earlier when you do thread your fabric, or not your fabric, but your, I'm losing my thoughts. You guys know what I'm talking about. Oh my God, why can't I think of this? My thread. When I have to put it through my needle, I actually will hit the scissors to give it that clean look. Bear with me on my language. I'm kind of doing this quickly. We do have to frame it out. Okay, and we can tell we definitely have to make some changes. So let's frame that out again. I can make this way bigger. So I'm gonna remove it from my machine, increase the size on the software, and then come back to this exact spot. Okay, so we are back to where we originally started. We're just gonna go ahead, find the exact spot that I do want it to embroider. So let's go ahead, drop it down. I do need to center it. That's a little too much. Perfect. Actually, we're following the tape, not the dot. That is right. Okay, let's frame it out. Perfect. Do you want to bring it over a little bit, maybe up a little bit? Perfect, and now let's go ahead and remove our tape. All right, and that project is now completed. If you want to see it up close, that's what it looks like. Super cute. His first name is Trip, so that's the reason I did do the T, unless you guys are curious, like where did I come up with that? So here's the matching apron again with the little hat. So that's adorable. Definitely need to take product shots with this. And then the other apron you did not see, I actually completely changed the font. So I wanted 2 different fonts. She didn't even know it came with 2. And I was just like, I'm having fun with this. So again, we went ahead, look at how cute this is. We did the T and then I did this font. Same saying, we didn't change any of that up, but this one has little dinosaurs on it. And the problem is that I didn't want to do white, but there's just so many colors going on and we wanted to make sure it popped and you can see it. So I was like, let's just be safe, let's do white. Obviously we could have done silver, we could have done like a tan color. Just in case you guys are curious, like we definitely could have done that. This is my silver. And then tan is another really good option as well, just so you guys can see it. But like I mentioned, there's just so many colors going on that we just kept it very simple. But I still think it came out super adorable. Absolutely love it. All right, so hopefully you guys did enjoy that video. If you could, please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next crafting video. Bye, everyone.